Hey guys, what's up? It's Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here. I just wanted to make one talking about the RuneScape 3 survey that has just come out today. Like they said it would last week, there is the survey for, they call it the Big RuneScape Survey 2018, which is kind of interesting because a lot of the stuff that was in there I had expected to come out this year, including things like the Clue Scroll rework and stuff. So hopefully it's not all about 2018, but there are definitely some things that could be considered the stuff that wouldn't be worked on until next year. I'm just going to be mining in this video. Unfortunately, I can't show you the survey on the video because I I just get this screen that says you have already taken this survey. I thought I would be able to maybe look at the questions over again after I had already just filled out my survey, but unfortunately I can't, so I'm just going to try and remember what was on there and just talk about what I put down and, see what you guys might think in the comments. Just like try and remember exactly what things sort of caught my eye. I mean, there was a lot of ranking on the survey where you put your where you wanted your, like, what updates you wanted to come out first, and for all of those I put Clue Scroll rework at the top. They also talked about what quest lines we wanted to see finished, and Elemental Workshop was in there, which is one of my favorite quest lines, so I put that at the top. I really don't like the Penguin storyline or the Desert ones that much. The Penguin one I just think is kind of lame and kind of stupid. They also just made a Penguin quest, and the Desert one, I just always find those quests to be such a pain. But yeah, I definitely had Elemental Workshop at the top for that, and hopefully that quest comes out eventually. I mean, it's been a while since the last one, but I'm really looking forward to going deeper and deeper into the workshop. It's just always been a cool thing, in my opinion. Other than that, there were a few things regarding combat and what changes we would like to see involving that, as well as what style of bosses we like to see. And they importantly they put a question about how people want to see boss drops really like work. Like people, like there was three options. One was have it be consistent money from the regular drops and not a very big not a very big upgrade with the rare drops, like you don't get a massive drop, kind of like I guess that would be similar to QBD. Araxor is kind of odd in the way that like you get consistent money with the regular drops, but I mean if you get a Fang or a full leg, it's still a lot of money there as well, so that wasn't really addressed. But another option was the drops pay for your supplies, and then the rare drop will make you money as when you get it. And then the last one would be you lose money on the regular drops, but you have a chance at that one rare drop that's going to be worth a lot. And interestingly enough, they didn't put anything on there that would sound similar to the Magister or Legios, where you are losing money and you have to get a bunch of drops. Like, it's kind of weird the way that they implemented those, because that wasn't even listed on there. But I put the middle one because I feel like that would be the best sort of boss to have that just pays for your supplies. But I do like the consistent money makers as well. I feel like it would be nice to have a mix of those, but we already have a lot of consistent money makers, so something like that wouldn't be too bad in the future. Other than that, I'm just trying to think. There was a lot of stuff about like the skill pets, bank rework, like which updates we wanted to see first, and like which ones we're interested in. One section that I thought was really cool was about a bunch of different events or modes they could be adding to the game and how interested you would be in those. They mentioned Deadman and Darkscape, which I was not interested at all in those, because honestly, I feel like their last-ditch effort at PvP in RuneScape 3 was Bounty Hunter, and since that failed, they should really just drop PvP in terms of updates and just like let it fall by the wayside, because I really don't see anyone hankering for PvP updates at all anywhere, not on Reddit, not on YouTube, nothing for RuneScape 3, and there's like nobody in the Bounty Hunter world. So I think even if they did come out with some form of Deadman or brought Darkscape back, I really don't think it would be popular, and it would probably just flop and would be a waste of resources for Jagex. So I hope they don't do that. But other things they put were really cool. They put the introduction of even more account gameplay modes. Group Iron Man was listed on there, and that would be so cool to have a group Iron Man mode. I would love that for sure. I would definitely want to be getting in on that. Clans could make like a whole group of Iron Men, and that would just get them more membership money in the end. So I think that would definitely be a really sweet mode for them to bring in. They also put something about training an account in reverse, which I thought sounded really weird and interesting, but I don't really know how that would work. Other things were like mega clue scrolls, which were like global community clue scrolls, kind of like Crack the Clue, where the first person who gets it gets a unique reward. I think that would be awesome for them to start doing things like that. Global quests, I remember, was also on there, where you're in like sort of like an escape the room situation with a bunch of people, and when you do manage to get out, you get a reward or something. I think that would be awesome. All of those sounded really cool. They also said some stuff about speedrun competitions, where can you complete segments of content the fastest, and also XP competitions, like who can get the best XP per hour and stuff. I wasn't super interested in those, but those were all in the same section. I think the group Iron Man would be really, really awesome. So I think hopefully they will bring that in. Hopefully a lot of people express their interest in that, because it would be so cool. Other than that, they actually put a little text box that you could type in for what you wanted to see changed, if you could change anything in the RuneScape combat system. And I put a little joke in there for mine. I put remove the tick system, but that's like probably one of the biggest jobs they could ever have to do on RuneScape, and it only gets bigger with every update, because the game is basically completely built around the tick system, where one game tick is 0.6 seconds, and you can only do something once every game tick. So, or like you can only do things on the game tick. Like that's why you basically have like a 0.6 second window to say dodge Telos's Gillinor uppercut attack, like stuff like that. You have 0.6 seconds to do that. So it would be interesting to see what. But then I just sort of put like good luck with that, and then I put something else underneath that was more serious. I would like to see a lot more abilities in the game. I feel like the game really, I mean, there's a decent amount of abilities, there are, but I really would think if there was a lot more abilities that were a lot more diverse and were more competitive with each other, for like depending on the situation, and those, like perhaps the situation could even change mid boss fight for certain bosses and stuff, so you'd have to switch up your ability bar maybe, or something like that. I think that could be really cool and really bring a lot more to the combat system, and would make it a lot more fun for people to innovate and create new methods for killing things and stuff, because of the amount of abilities there would be in the game. Like there's a decent amount, but like compared to some other games, there's really not that many, especially because a lot of them have quite similar effects. And then there's also the fact that a lot of the ultimate abilities in the game are quite useless. Like, for example, Dead Shot or Incendiary Shot are extremely useless. Unload is pretty useless as well. Just a lot of them are pretty bad, the ultimates. As far as Mage goes, I mean, you only really use Omni Power and Tsunami at Telos. But I mean, I guess Tsunami's decent. Omni Power you only use because you have the Adrenaline Beam, really. So that's kind of another one that's not very good. Melee has probably the most amount of useless abilities in the game. Massacre actually used to be like really good, but it got nerfed as far as I remember, and now it's pretty shit. I don't really know. This is like one of the worst abilities ever, as far as I know. It's wicked long. I don't want to read it, but I've read that you should just never use it because it's terrible. So those two are pretty bad. As far as this Overpower is like super bad. It's just like a waste of adrenaline. Meteor Strike's good when you're doing like Invention in a group of monsters. Unleash the Kraken, that's what I call this, because you kind of just go insane and flail your arms around. That's a pretty bad one. Pulverize is bad. So I feel like the ultimate abilities could definitely use a rehash, and a rework. The defensive ultimates are probably the only ones that are good. Like, you know, Barricade is good, Natural Instinct is good, Mortality is good. Bash is probably one of the worst abilities in the game, for sure. That is basically useless. Ice Asylum is cool. It's like an interesting like group heal type thing. Onslaught is obviously amazing. Transfigure is very niche, but can be used for some things. But yeah, I feel like if there was just more abilities in the game, it would definitely make the combat more fun. And that was what I put for that. I kind of went on a tirade there, but still, I think it's a very important thing that they could maybe look into. Other than that, I'm trying to remember what else was on the survey. I can't remember anything else too specifically. But those were like the main things. Like a lot of it was ranking and like saying if you're interested or not interested. I'm trying to think what else I put for the like what else there was for the ranking systems, but they also talked about new skills a lot, actually, quite a bit, or like skill reworks and new skills. I said that they should do some skill reworks before moving on to a new skill. They put a date, like when do you want to see a new skill, and the dates were like 2018, 2019, 2020, and then 2021 plus. And I put 2019. I feel like that, like we've still got a whole half of this year left to go, and then, I mean, the entirety of next year, and then I feel like the year after that, 2019, would be a good time for a new skill to maybe start rolling around. They mentioned archaeology and sailing on there, and one other one they also mentioned, but I can't remember what it was. So sorry about that. I can't remember. But yeah, I feel like that could be cool. But yeah, I definitely think they need to rework some skills. One of the main skills that I feel could definitely use a rework is construction. It's been far too long for construction to not have had a rework yet. I feel like they should do that rather than mining and smithing. But they did talk a lot about the mining and smithing rework because that's obviously already in the works. And they mentioned a lot of things. They had a ranking system just for that, like, do you want mining and smithing to be profitable? I put at the top of my mining and smithing list that mining should be the primary way to get ore in the game. I feel like a lot of skills need to be more rewarding by removing a lot of the skilling drops from PVM, but that's a really big job, and it would be really hard to make PVM still rewarding while removing things like that. I also put that it would be nice if there were like high level armor, like similar to overloads, that was usable if you had high level smithing. Although I feel like it's a little bit harder with that because armor is a lot more important than like overloads. Well, it kind of is, but kind of isn't. I don't know. It would just kind of be weird because you wouldn't have to buy a really good armor if you had a high-level smithing. Like, it would have to be expensive to make still somehow. I don't know how they would do it. It would be that's a tough thing for them to do, but I think that would be cool. It would definitely bring a more rewarding things to smithing. And they obviously need to rework the level requirements in smithing like a lot, because having to be like 99 smithing to smith a rune plate body just doesn't make sense. So hopefully they will do that. That's something they've talked about a lot. But yeah, I said that they should definitely do a few skill reworks before moving on to a new skill, but I'm definitely not opposed to a new skill. There was a lot of options that just said, I don't ever want to see a new skill. And it's just like, why the hell would you never want a new skill? Like, obviously it would be great. Oh, they also asked if people would like to see skills to 120, and I put yes for sure. I would love to see every skill go to 120 and have content moving up. Obviously that's a massive project and would probably take several years for them to slowly do like one skill at a time, but I think it would be really cool to have that happen, because obviously it would just bring more content to the game and make the game more fun. So I would definitely be open to that. I don't see why you would be opposed to it, but it definitely would be weird after that to like consider like, would max cape still be 99s if all skills were 120, etc. That would be an interesting question at that point. But yeah, that's all I can really remember. If there's some things that I may have missed, you guys can just leave it down in the comments, and I will let you know my thoughts on the question that or the topic that I forgot to bring up. Let me know what you guys thought about the survey. I thought it was pretty good. A little bit short, honestly, and sort of somewhat repetitive. I wish we could see the results after we finished as far as what other people put, but unfortunately that is not available to us. I really hope they make the full results available once the poll ends, or the survey ends, because I mean, I'm really interested to see what people said, and I don't understand why they would not be able to do that. I really hope that they do actually, make it known to us what every single question's result was. But yes, other than that, you guys, hope you all did enjoy this video. Let me know again what you think of the poll in the comments and what you guys did end up putting for your answers. And if you haven't done the poll yet, I highly suggest you go and do it. You can just go straight to the Runescape homepage, click the link there to take you to the poll. It only takes maybe 15 minutes. Just do it while you're AFKing some skills, or just bang it out really quick while you're at work, whatever. Either way, get it done if you haven't yet, because it's pretty important, as you can have your say in the future updates of RuneScape. Once again, guys, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.